You can eat the same foods, do the same workouts, and then one day, out of nowhere, belly fat still takes over. That's menopause. The shocking truth is that it causes fat to shift from your hips and your thighs to your belly, where it becomes harder to lose and more dangerous to keep. Yet almost no one tells you how to stop it. That's why I'm giving a complete breakdown stage by stage, from perimenopause to menopause to post-menopause. So no matter where you are in this process, you'll have the exact steps you need to fight back against unwanted and potentially deadly belly fat. Let's go to the chart first. Perimenopause. Estrogen levels are up. Progesterone levels are up, but that starts to dip. It varies in age. There's no specific. It's unfortunately happening earlier and earlier, but usually in your 20s and 30s, women, those are higher. They start to dip. When you start to get into that perimenopausal phase, those hormones start to die off. I'm going to show you how to pad the progesterone dip today. And then you get into the hot flash mode. So this is weight gain, irritability, unpredictableness, mood swings, insomnia, night sweats. When you're going full on menopause, the belly fat is there. It's not moving. It's stuck, especially right in kind of the pooch area. And then post menopause, bone density becomes an issue. These don't go smoothly. It can start to dip into risks of cancers, risks of heart disease, risks with your arteries. So let's start with this first phase. Okay, perimenopause. This is the stage that comes before menopause, and most women don't even realize they're going through it until their body really starts changing and just communicating signals that they're not used to. On average, menopause happens around the age of 51, but the transition can start much earlier than that. Oftentimes in your early 40s is the most common that I see. Sometimes even late 30s. It can last 7 to 10 years. You're going down this roller coaster. During that time, the hormones don't just slowly fade, but they swing up and down unpredictably. And the first big changes with your weight start to begin. So this is also the stage where belly fat usually starts to kind of show up. Studies show that women gain an average of 3 to 5 pounds per year during perimenopause, 5 to 10 pounds at a time. And the frustrating part is it often happens without any change to how you eat or how you exercise. You can be doing what you always worked on before and what worked before for you, and then suddenly it doesn't work anymore. And then it's even more confusing is where the fat starts to go and show up at. Like most of your adult life, estrogen helped you store fat in your hips and your thighs. But as estrogen begins to fluctuate, high 1 month, low the next, the pattern starts to change, and then fat shifts from the lower body, thighs, hips, to the midsection. And as a result, women used to have kind of a pear-shaped, often now more apple-shaped. And then the alarming part is it's not subcutaneous fat. It's not as much the kind of fat that you can pinch. That's there. I get it. Okay. But it's the ones under the skin. It's visceral fat. And that's dangerous. It's the kind that wraps around your organs. And during perimenopause, it explodes. Now, if you're able to step in early, you can actually prevent these changes from snowballing into bigger and bigger problems later. In just a moment, I'm going to show you exactly what to do when you're during menopause or even after menopause. We'll have action steps there. But first, let's discuss one of the most important things you can do to fight back against belly fat during perimenopause. Eat more protein. Protein is important because the weight gain that you're seeing isn't just fat piling up, it's muscle quietly slipping away during this time of life. Estrogen normally helps protect your muscle mass, women. That drives your metabolism. But when the estrogen levels start swinging up and down during perimenopause, your body breaks muscle down faster and it rebuilds it slower. And since muscle is what's driving your metabolism, losing it makes your body burn fewer calories even when you're at rest. So protein is your insurance policy against that. It's the only nutrient that directly protects your muscle tissue. And most women don't realize just how important it is. If you don't meet that daily need for protein, your body doesn't just let it slide. It pushes you to keep eating until you get enough. Researchers call this the protein leverage effect. That's why so many women feel like they're eating the same as before. Like they have the same diet, but I didn't change. Why am I all of a sudden putting weight on? But then suddenly the cravings are out of control and the belly fat keeps climbing. It's not lack of willpower. It's your body trying to close the protein gap and hold on to the muscle for efficiency. But the gap is huge. The average woman in middle life eats around 65 to 70 grams of protein in a day. But your body can benefit during this period, eating closer to 90 or even 110 for some people trying to put muscle back on, depending on the person and their size. That means most perimenopausal women are running 20, 30, even 40 grams short every single day. When you fall short, you end up overeating everything else to try to catch up to get the protein from somewhere. So you have cravings that are out of control. The ideal solution is to spread it out evenly across your meals. Usually for women on around that 20 to 30 range, you could push up to the 25 to 35 gram range for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, especially if you're in perimenopause. And then women who do this, they not only lose weight, but they also preserve nearly twice as much muscle. They're just more full. It's filling you up. Protecting that muscle is the difference between a metabolism that keeps working and one that crashes. Now, when you pair the protein with a little bit of strength training, that's when everything starts to change. You've got to push back and fight back with your eating regimen and your workout regimen during this period of life. Protein gives your body the raw material to preserve muscle, but strength training is a signal that tells your body to hold onto it or even build muscle. And without that signal, your body will let your muscles slip away no matter how much protein that you eat. So protein's going to help you fix the cravings, but then also let's build a little bit of muscle during this time. It's harder and harder and harder to get it back if you talk to the postmenopausal ladies at that stage. So we want to start building it and preserving it now. Perimenopause is the stage where the loss begins. On average, women will lose between 3 to 5% of muscle mass every decade after the age of 30. That's why strength training shouldn't wait until after menopause. Just start right now while you still have more muscle to protect. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. Even just 2 or 3 of your workout sessions each week, adding in weights is enough to send the right signals to your body.